Hey guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fashion Coaching Cosplay, and tonight we are back again with ReUpload episode 6.
Yes, last episode. Holy shit! Okay, I'm about to call him Suzaku. Holy shit. Subaru, he woke up, and I mean, he had to start again, like redo these days that he spent at the manor, and he thought that if he did everything the same way, he would get to that same moment with Emilia and ask her out for their date. It did not go exactly the same way. We got to hear more about the twins and how they are as characters and how they are as people.
True.
Like they don't have a personality of their own and stuff, and it's kind of harsh. It's sad also, but still. So it did not happen the same way, but he still made it to that same night where he asked her out, and she said yes. The thing is, he started feeling really weird, and he was barfing and stuff, and he was calling for help, and then something just showed up, cut his leg off.
Cut his arm off.
His arm, or his leg.
His arm.
His arm bar. He cut something off, and then it just walked on his head, and his head just... Holy shit! The thing is, I don't think he noticed much of what happened, but now he knows that something definitely is wrong that night, so he's gonna be able to act and do something, but I still think that maybe the dog bite might be what made him quizzy when he first woke up, so I don't know how he's gonna react to how he died, but that was brutal. I'm expecting him to do something about this, but I mean, let's just jump into this and see, right?
Yes.
Let's go, and I hope he gets his date. Damn. All right, let's go. Oh my god.
So she might be the one who poisoned him the first time when he drank tea.
That's... You know, when he started hearing the chains and he thought it might be the master of the place, I was like, maybe, they thought he was a spy the first time, and we saw a conversation between him and Ram, and they were saying like, oh, we shouldn't do anything, nothing's gonna happen. But then right after that, he asked Emilia out. So maybe they think he is a spy, and they're just trying to protect Emilia. Or I don't know, like I have no idea, but to attack him like this...
Yeah, but this time he just left, so why would they... Well, what would be the need to send... Was it Rem or Ram?
That was Rem.
What would be the need to send Rem to attack him? He wasn't there. That just doesn't make any sense.
But he wasn't there, but he was still looking at the house, so they might think he's a threat. That he was sent to kill them or something. Or get back at Emilia or somehow, I don't know. Like, I have a feeling that there's way more to this than what we think. I don't think they are trying to kill him just for the fun of it, so they're just trying to protect Emilia maybe, but...
Just doing what the master asked them to do.
And what about, like, we know there is something, like, she's crazy strong. So she was the one that walked on his head and 100%. Or maybe it was the master of the place, like, that did it, but they're basically trying to kill him because they think he's a threat. But then that also brings me back to that whole thing about the story. She reacted way too strongly for that story not to have anything to do with their past. I feel like what she said, like that the red ogre should have cut his horns and went to the villagers before the blue one noticed and he couldn't bear to watch. I think that's what she might have done. Like, she might have wanted to, or one of the two might have wanted to be normal and be close to them, so they hid their true self, and they ended up playing this role, maids. They're just trying to befriend the humans. I don't know what they are, but this is way too... They're focusing too much on this for this not to have anything to do with them.
I think I might have been right by saying that they may be not demons, but they are creatures of really strong...
And I mean, she didn't want to hear the story about the witch. She didn't want to hear the story about the witch.
Nobody wants to hear the story about the witch, but
They don't. Well, I mean, Emilia was saying like, don't use that name for me. Like, this is the lowest of the low. But Ram didn't even want to hear the story. So, does it have something to do with the witch? Did she take something from them or give them something? Did she turn them into monsters?
Maybe they're like the princess, the swan princess or something.
I don't know.
Like, innocent made by day, a demon by night.
I feel like maybe they were accepted in that mansion, but they are clearly different. There is something that separates them from the rest, and that guy just accepted them in his mansion, and they kind of have some sort of deal, like they're his pets or something. The way he pats Ram on the head, and he's like, I don't know, like he's creepy with them, so I want to figure out what's going on. But about Subaru, I'm really, really glad that he's willing to put to the side whatever he wants, his feelings and stuff, just for the sake of saving Emilia.
Not just Emilia, maybe Ram
and everyone
too.
else. Yeah, exactly. Well, although after this night, there's a good chance.
Well,
that
he doesn't understand why she's attacking him for the first in the first place. So
we don't understand either. Like, we have a theory, but we'll have to figure it out. But holy shit, this is... I also love, like, all the callbacks to what he's been through. Like, the knife, him taking the knife that he's been using. Like, he's gonna develop feelings, and he's gonna have these memories of objects he used, of things he did. Like, right now, he's got no problems reading because he practiced for several days. But in their minds, it's only been 3 days. So, for him, stuff is gonna be so different. But for them, it's going to be the same as the first time. So I can already tell that it's going to be harder and harder for him.
You already saw that it take a little toll on him. That he remember that even though that I started from the beginning, they don't remember who I am. I remember. And he was a bit down when he thought about it. So
it's like he has
in
to
the
go
long
back.
run, it might really bring him down. His spirit down.
And I mean, it's harsh because you saw him when he met the twins again. He was like, all right, hey, but he needs to act like his usual self, because this is, I mean, he doesn't want them to think of him differently. He doesn't want them to create a bad relationship with him. No. But, I mean, he just died in a horrible way, and he remembers physically and emotionally he's not in a good place right now, so it's crazy that he has to act like nothing happened. And you saw, I love that discussion he had with, what's her name? Brittany? Beatrice?
Beatrice, yeah.
Yeah, her. Sorry, her.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you can go out now that you've stopped shaking, or at least you hide it well. And I'm like, it's really interesting, like, to know that she's seen it, obviously. Like, she's saying, oh, you're scared and you're freaked out right now, but you're hiding it. He's taking that time to compose himself and stop shaking because he doesn't want anyone to notice. How do you explain it? Although I'm pretty sure that if he tried to maybe talk to Beatrice and tell her what's going on, she knows a lot of stuff about everything, about the magic. Maybe she could tell him what's going on. Maybe. I have a feeling.
Got a feeling, but I have a question for you. About the story that is told to Ram. Yeah, Ram. About the blue ogre, the villagers, and the red ogre. What did you think about it?
Oh, it's great. It makes sense. Like, this... It's sad because to me the red one really wanted to befriend the humans, but because he wanted that so much, he kind of forgot that he had a perfectly good friend beside him. So it's almost like he said to the blue one, I'm destroying myself right now because you're not enough, which might have led the blue one to leave in the end. He's like, because of how the red one saw himself and the villagers, the blue one ended up seeing himself as a monster that was not worth being friends with anyone. He's like saying, oh, if I stay with you, people are going to see you as a bad one, so I need to leave. And I'm like, you're not bad. It's just that your friend could not see that you were worth it. Like, that being an ogre is not a bad thing. It's the villagers who were really mean because they judged the ogres because of what they were, not because of their actions.
But maybe they didn't... When you don't know better, you can't judge and criticize someone for not knowing better. For example, if all your life you've been told that, I know it doesn't matter because it's just a story in a story, but if you're being told all your life that ogres are bad, and you see one, you're not gonna say, a friendly ogre.
I know that.
So you don't know better.
I know that, but it's still sad. Like, no one was right or wrong. I think the blue one was the victim, but it's like Ram said, the blue one kind of gave himself up as a sacrifice. Like, I'm going to sacrifice my relationship with you and how people see me. I'm going to be the bad one so you can have a life with the villagers. Like, I mean, at this point, you need to prove to the villagers that you're a good person, a good being. You should not have to change who you are. It's not because you were born an ogre that makes you a bad person. So you should not have to change who you are in order to befriend anyone. They have to judge you based on your actions.
Just like for the red ogre, who kind of let himself be self-destroyed.
Oh yeah.
When he let the villagers' opinion affect him that much, you shouldn't let people's opinion affect you that much. Even more if those
especially
people
if
don't
you
know
have
them.
a friend, especially if you have a friend right beside you who's willing to help you out. Anyway,
Yeah.
I feel that might be what happened with the two sisters. It's almost like they were cast out and they were judged because of what they were, and they were so sad, like they didn't see this as worth it, so they decided to pretend and just try to join the society, and even if that destroyed who they were as people. Yeah. I don't know, like I'm and she said don't tell that story to Ram, so I'm like, who was the blue one, who's the red one? I think it's too much of a coincidence if she's the red one, if Ram is the red one and Ram is the blue one. I'm like, yeah, but the hair, like, is it really that, or is it just like a weird coincidence? Or
it's related somehow, but we need to watch more to figure it out. So I'm gonna say have a good night, guys, and see you in a couple of days.
Yeah, we'll jump to the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's already on Patreon. A link is in the description.
Yes, if you want, you can just jump right there, subscribe, and watch it on Patreon, or just wait a couple of days for YouTube to come by.
Yes. See you then.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.